Peace, my friends. Welcome back to another practice. Today we're going to get right into things and really work into strengthening the inner thighs, working on balance, and overall this is just going to be a nice, kind of fun and challenging open hip practice. So let's get started in down dog. And as you get into your down dog, just feel the stretch in the shoulders. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. Feel free to bounce around or shift around a few times. Then from your down dog, let's inhale the right leg up to the sky for three-legged dog. Then step the right foot all the way through to high crescent lunge, arms up to the sky. As you get into your high crescent lunge, take an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, twist. Bring your right elbow across your left elbow across your right knee. Keep finding the ground with your left big toe. And keep your spine long through the twist. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Warrior two, swing it open. Straighten out your your front right leg in your warrior two. And then settle into the warrior two by re-bending your right knee. Soften through the shoulders, but extend out through the fingertips. Continue to engage through your back left quad muscles. Take 2 breaths in and out. In and out. Slowly start to straighten through your right leg. Shorten your stance if you like. Reach your right hand forward. Move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Feel free to use a block under your right hand. And feel free to embrace the twisting open of the posture. So feel the left shoulder open. But most important in this posture is to try to keep the spine long, even if your right hand places on your right shin or thigh or block. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Slowly return to warrior two. Rebend your right knee. Rise up to standing. Take a reverse warrior. And then take it into reverse triangle. Extend through your right leg as you stretch through your right side body. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come to the mat. We'll move into chaturanga and go ahead and take 3 chaturanga push-ups just to help us build some pace, and then eventually take that into your upward facing dog. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. From down dog, left leg to the sky for 3-legged dog. Step the right foot through, high crescent lunge, arms lift up to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Apologies for my sniffles, a little bit of allergies. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the right elbow over the left knee. Once again, continue finding the mat with your big toe on your right foot. And then take 2 breaths. Mindfully open to warrior two, so twist all the way around. Ground down through your right heel, extend the arms, straighten out your left leg for a moment, and then return to warrior two. Sit in the posture for a couple breaths. Scan your own body, so just try to become aware of each leg, each arm, each hand, each foot. Slowly begin to straighten and extend through the left leg. Reach the left arm forward. And then find, or rather work into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Use props at your leisure. And find a position that you can hold for a few breaths. Stay long through your spine. Again, that's the only thing that really matters is A, lengthen the spine, and 2, strengthen the legs. So we're not just letting the legs relax. We're keeping the legs strong. because that's our foundation. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slowly bend into the left knee. Rise back up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior, and then slowly begin to straighten out through your left leg, extending it to find space. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Go ahead and move through 3 chaturanga push-ups. These are optional if you want them, if you want the extra heat and engagement. And then eventually let that take you into an upward facing dog. And the upward facing dog naturally brings us back to down dog. Inhale the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot through. High crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands slide to the heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine long. Exhale, twist. Revolved crescent lunge. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Warrior two, slowly unwind. Open through your arms. Extend through the right leg. This time touch the palms overhead as you straighten the right leg. And then return to warrior two. Pause here for a few breaths and really try to bring your right knee forward over the ankle. Flip your palms to face up. Feel the opening in your shoulder and in your elbows, and then breathe. We'll head to triangle pose. Extend through the right leg. Reach the right hand forward, and then drop into the Trikonasana. Your choice on where exactly the right hand lies. Legs stay active. Breathe. Slowly return to warrior two. Reverse your warrior and take it into reverse triangle. And then try it out, half moon pose. Begin to shift forward. You can always use right hand to a block. I'm feeling warm today, so I'm going to try floating my right hand. Use the wall for a little bit of balancing assistance. And then step the left foot all the way back of the mat. Skandasana, back of the mat. So big sweeping transition there from Skandasana. And then go ahead and shift back and forth. Skandasana, 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 Skandasana. Just go back and forth. Challenge the legs here for 3, for 2. On 1, top of the mat, plant the hands. Step back to plank pose. Optional taking of 3 chaturanga push-ups. Eventually into the upward facing dog. And then of course back to the downward facing dog. As you get to your down dog, left leg to the sky, take an inhale. Exhale, step the left foot top of your mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Breathe there for a moment. Warrior two, mindfully unravel. Open the hips, and then straighten your left leg. Touch the palms overhead for a moment. And then return to warrior two. Arms open. Pause here and we'll breathe. Slowly straighten your left leg. Journey into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Really feel the hips moving backwards to the back edge of the mat and the top of the head reaching forward to the front edge of the mat. Slowly rebend the left knee. Rise up to warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Take the reverse warrior into reverse triangle as you straighten the left leg. And then try out your balancing half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. See where the balance is. Or maybe see where it isn't. All good either way. Step back, Skandasana, back of the mat. And then rock back and forth, Skandasanas, front and back of the mat for 3. For 2. And then on 1, top of the mat, plant the hands down. Step back to plank. Optional taking of 3 chaturanga push-ups, eventually into your upward facing dog. And then we will meet back in our downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, full breath in, full breath out. All right, let's try a little exercise in down dog. So on the inhale, we'll drop the knees down almost to like a hovering tabletop. On the exhale, we scoop back and press back down dog. Inhale, shift forward. It's like your hips and your head are on a little spit together. Exhale, drive it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, greatly bend the knees, shift the weight forward a little bit. Exhale, press back down dog. Inhale, shift forward, bend the knees a little bit. Exhale, press back down dog. From here, inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, top of the mat, hop your way there. Chair pose, sink into the hips, lift the arms high. Find your strong chair pose. And then sink down into a little toe stand. From your little toe stand, bring your hands to the ground. Lift your knees onto your triceps. Bakasana, crow pose. Balance. Push the ground away. Try to stay pretty light in your knees. And you do that through engaging the core, lifting up for 3, 2. On 1, return to a little toe stand. And then the challenge is to just hold the toe stand for a few breaths. It's a really nice stretch and exercise for your ankles, toes, and knees. And then from the toe stand, if you haven't fallen already like me, go ahead and find forward fold. Straighten the legs, relax the head down. Take a moment. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms to the sky. Exhale, draw the hands down to your heart. Let's do a couple balancing poses, starting with dancer's pose. Left hand to left foot, right hand up to the sky. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to find the pose. Natarajasana, 3 breaths. Slowly release. Left foot down. Switch sides. Right hand to right foot. Left hand to sky. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, find the pose. Feel the expansion in all directions. Slowly release. Eagle pose. Reach the arms up to the sky, and then cross the left arm underneath the right arm. Eagle bind the left leg, wraps over the right leg. Lift the elbows high, and then option to fold. If you're folding forward, hips go back, heart leans forward, elbows reach forward. Imagine you can not only stretch the space behind your shoulder blades, but the space behind your kidneys. From your forward fold, if you fold it, rise back up. And then unwind the legs, unwind the arms. Shake out the legs if you want. Garudasana, eagle pose, side 2, arms to the sky. Cross the right arm underneath the left arm. Right leg goes over top of the left leg. Lift the elbows high. And then option to fold. If you folded, go ahead and come back up. And then let everything go. Reach the arms to the sky. And then forward fold down toward the earth. Halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Bring the hands to the mat, step back to plank, and then flow your way back to downward facing dog. As you get to downward facing dog, shift into plank pose, and then drop down to your belly. Let's take a round of locust pose. For locust pose, you can reach the arms back behind you. Float the chest, float the legs. Option to even bind the fingertips and the palms behind your back. Breathe here for 10. Squeeze the inner thighs together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Take a break in Sphinx pose or lay flat on your belly. Bow pose. Bend both knees. Bind onto the feet. And then kick and press up for your bow pose. And we'll stay here for 10. Try to keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Slowly release. Eventually, you're welcome to lay on your belly for a few breaths, but eventually we'll meet in child's pose. Or you're welcome to just sit back onto your shins. Either way, just take something that feels pretty restful. Take something that feels pretty normal. Let it all just kind of soften up a little bit. Feel the heart beating. Let's settle into a couple final stretches. So we'll come into a Sukhasana forward fold. You're welcome to just cross your right ankle, or excuse me, right shin over your left shin. And if this doesn't provide any sensation, if you're more flexible than me, take double pigeon. Stack your right shin on top of the left shin. That'll give you a much greater stretch. Try to sit up tall through your spine as you prepare to fold. Then when you're ready, gently take your forward fold. I like to keep my toes flexed back toward my shins to keep the legs just a little bit active and receptive. We're not here for too long, just a couple breaths to feel into the sensation of the posture and to feel ourselves and our bodies slowing down. Go ahead and sit up and switch legs if you haven't already. Let's give ourselves a few breaths just to even out a little bit. We'll slowly start to lift up. Let's lay down onto our backs. Let's do a couple supine twists. Whew, I can't help but come into a little bit of a plow pose upon laying down. Sometimes that just feels like a nice place to go. But anyways, let's go into our twist. So right knee in, left knee long, and then twist the right leg across the body. You know, one thing that you can do that I like doing often is to straighten the right leg out as I twist it across my body. And that creates More of a stretch in my right leg as well. Slowly release. Roll through center and set up to twist in the other direction. Left knee / left leg goes across the body this time. Go ahead and shift back through center. And then this is where we'll relax into our Shavasana. We'll lay flat on the ground. We'll let everything begin to rest. In Shavasana, I like to imagine that we're going through each room in the house and we're just quietly turning the lights off. So we walk over to the bottom floor, or we walk down to the bottom floor, to the basement where our legs are, and we just turn off the lights. Then we go up to the main level where our torso is and our arms. And we just go around to the living room and kitchen, maybe even to the garage. We turn the lights off. And then we go up to the top floor, maybe even the attic. That's where the head is, where the mind is, where the senses are. And even though we might not be able to completely turn off the lights, we dim it as much as we can. We turn the light down. And we invite ourselves to rest. I'm going to leave you today to take your preferred length of Shavasana. I recommend staying here for about 5 minutes. But any amount of time, often your intuition will know how long the right time to lay in Shavasana is. So it can be a really nice thing to just lay for Shavasana and then get up when it feels natural to. But if you're on a time limit, you're welcome to set even a timer for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 7 minutes and go from there. Or if 1 minute is all you had, then that's better than 0. Until next time, my friends, wish you nothing but peace and blessings. Thank you so much for joining us for another practice. I hope to see you soon. Peace.